Okay, so as I'm sure you remember from yesterday, we are reading Dex, The Heart of a Hero this week, and this is a fantasy, which is a story that could not happen in real life. But when you read, you should be looking for events that could not really happen and how characters are not found in real life. So we're looking for why they could not happen and why the characters are like not found in real life. So one example would be Dex is a dog, so he couldn't really be a superhero. So let's go ahead and read. Dexter was a small dog. His legs were little. His tail was little. His body was little. He looked like a plump sausage sitting on 4 little meatballs. Being the size he was, Dex was often overlooked. The other dogs grew very tired of waiting for Dex to catch up when he played chase, and after a while they forgot to invite him at all. No one ever seemed to notice him, except for when Clevis, the tomcat, demonstrated how he could stand right over Dex and not even ruffle his fur. Yes, everything about Dex was little, except for his dreams. He wanted to be a hero. He could see it. But wanting and being are 2 different things. Dex lived on dreams until one day, after crawling out from under Clevis yet again, he decided there could be no more to life than gazing at the underside of a cat. There had to be more to him. If he could be a hero, he would. So Dex started training. He read every superhero comic he could find. He watched every super movie ever made. He went to the library. This one over here says, the mighty Dex flew up into the dark and starry night. Furiously, he studied, knowing everything depends on him. Dex figured that a hero must have strong muscles. He needed exercise, and lots of it. Dex started trotting to the corner and back every morning. He hopped over every crack in the sidewalk. He struggled to climb again. Up and over and down, then up and over and down again. All day he worked, day after day. Even at bedtime, he started to flop on the rug with his tongue hanging out. Dex forced himself to circle 5 extra times. This says, the mighty Dex pressed on, though wind and rain and storm and fatigue. When it got easier to run to the corner and back, Dex did it again and then again. Then he dragged a sock filled with sand as he ran, and then 2 socks. When Clevis was bored and stood in the middle of the sidewalk to block his way, Dex dropped to the ground and slid right under him. He was too busy to be bothered by Clevis. Dex was tired. He was sore. He was working so hard that he forgot that he was working for. But one night, as he dragged himself to bed after the last set of push-ups, Dex stopped in front of the mirror and flexed. He could feel them. He could see them. Muscles. Now, Dex didn't take the stairs. He skimmed them. He leaped over hydrants. He vaulted the curbs. He could jump over the garbage mountains without touching the top. He could run like the wind. He felt as if his legs had springs. This says, the faster the rolling ball, stronger than the toughest rawhide, able to leap tall fences in a strong bond. Only one thing was missing. Finally, a small brown package arrived. Dex ripped it open. His hero suit. It was red, with a shiny green cape, and it fit like a glove. Dex loved the way it felt. He loved the way it looked, and he loved the feeling he had when he put it on. He was ready. This says, with the courage of a lion and the strength of a bear and the heart of a hero. When Dex went out in his suit for the very first time, he looked up the street and down. He noticed a young pup trying to cross the street. Dex sprang into action. "May I help you?" he asked. He guided the wide-eyed puppy across the street and grinned. The pup stared at him with his mouth hanging open. The puppy whispered, "Wow, it's Super Dog! Super Dog!" Dex liked the sound of that. Of course, when Clevis saw Dex, he just had to comment, "Hey Dex, where's the party?" Dex was super busy that he was able to ignore Clevis for the most part. The only time his face ever got red was when Clevis yelled, "Where'd you get that dress up?" Dex wondered if Clevis saw anything but the suit. Did he understand that the suit was just the way to let people know that he was here to help? This says, the sun glinted off his emerald cape as Super Dog raced to the rescue. There was a mouse he saved from a sewer, a purse snatcher he tackled. He fixed his neighbor's sprinkler. He found a lost kitten, pulled right away from a live wire, tracked down a lost wallet, put out a trash fire, and organized a neighborhood cleanup. It seemed that now, wherever anyone needed help, they turned to Dex, and Dex had never been happier. Late one night, there was a banging at the door. When Dex answered, it seemed as if the whole neighborhood was yipping and yowling in a panic. "It's Clevis!" they shouted. He's stuck in a tree! Hurry, Dex, hurry!" Dex raised his eyebrows. It was not like Clevis to move enough to get into any trouble. In a flash, he was dressed and ready. It was clearly a desperate situation. As he got closer, Dex could see Clevis. He had been chasing a squirrel to the top of a tree, but had slipped out and was hanging by one claw from a slender branch. He was yelling for all what was worth. "I'm slipping!" Clevis screeched. "Help me!" Dex looked desperately around for someone to climb on. There were no boxes or ladders, not even a trash cans. Then Dex looked at the crowd. "Quick, everyone," Dex shouted. "I've got an idea." Dex leaped onto the end of the teeter-totter, facing the tree, pushing it to the ground. "Everyone on the other end. 1, 2, 3. All the animals jumped together, one on the other end of the teeter-totter, catapulting Dex into the air. He soared over the crowd, his ears and cape streaming behind him. The mighty Dex flew up into the dark and starry night. Dex scrambled onto the branch next to Clevis. Quickly, he pulled off his cape and tied its 4 corners onto the screeching cat. "Jump!" Dex shouted. "Jump, Clevis!" With an ear-piercing shriek, Clevis let go. The billowing cape caught the air and parachuted the big cat to the ground. Dex backed up and slid to the ground amidst the cheers of the crowd. Dex was bruised and tired, but he forgot his discomfort as Clevis sheepishly lumbered over, still tangled in the green capes. "Dex, thanks. You're really a hero." Dex didn't think he could feel any better, but he did, just a little. The next day, when Clevis sidled up next to him and whispered, "Say, Dex, could I be your partner?" Dex looked at the big tomcat up and down. It would take a lot of work to turn Clevis into a hero. He could hardly wait. Sure, said Dex with a grin. Sure. With twice the brains and the triple bronze, our heroes force on, every ready to lend a helping paw. Okay, so that is the end of Dex, the Heart of Hero. When you are done, you can either replay this and listen to it until everyone is ready, or you can read it in our book to yourself.